They're off and racing. Midnight Flight misses it along with Spinal Tap. Those are the one that's left behind as Pope's Lady hunting up that lead, along with on the inside Magnificent Force. Right behind them, Amma. Then comes a Pineapple rushing down into it now. That's Midnight Flight. Then comes a Francis racing down there too. On the outside of Lucy in the Sky, that's Battle Angel, and racing at the back of the field, that's Spinal Tap It. They go past the 4, and it is Magnificent Force now assumes the lead. Goes on by a length from Pope's Lady racing in second. Midnight Flight watches them on the outside in a third. Right against the rail and running in fourth, that's Pineapple. Then comes Amma. Francis comes next. Battle Angel. Lucy in the Sky, and way out of it, and hopelessly that Spinal Tap It. They're coming at the top of the lane, and it is Magnificent Force on that lead. Pineapple taking aim on Magnificent Force, but Magnificent Force looks to have something in hand, and Magnificent Force goes on. Pineapple is still fighting on, though. It's Magnificent Force coasting on that lead. Pineapple hustled up and asked for more. It's Magnificent Force still in front. Pineapple, though, is worrying Magnificent Force. It's Magnificent Force in front. Pineapple getting closer. Magnificent Force driven for whole cheese word, and Magnificent Force beats Pineapple. Then comes a Battle Angel, Francis, and running on for fifth, that's Lucy in the Sky.
So the banker wins to start the Catch 9, and that's Magnificent Force, and the banker as well on the second leg of the Regular 6 keeps us rolling strong after the first 2 legs of the Regular 6 and the first leg of the Catch 9. Radish Roman, aka Sneaky Fox, is now within 8 of Tevin Foster, the leading rider. Didn't see Tevin Foster in action last week Saturday, not in action today, but Tevin is slated to ride tomorrow. So the saying is, while the cat is away, the mice will play. And of course the other saying is that make hay while the sun shines. So the Sneaky Fox, Radish Roman, having a roll now. 3 wins last week, 1 so far this week, and more to come today and tomorrow too. So things are going to be tightening up in the top 2 spots there. 12 was the margin last week, it's now down to 8. And that's Magnificent Force in gate to wire fashion.
They're off and racing. That's a clean line as Kem blast into an early lead as they head towards the 6 furlong point on the course. It's Kem in front of Princess Amali racing in second. Then comes King's Crown in third as they go past the 6. Money Miser comes next. Coming on the inside, that is a Smart Asset right beside Smart Asset. That's also Smart, and narrowly racing at the back of the field as they pass the 5. That's Grecian Light. They head toward the 4, and it is Kem on that lead, a length and a half in front of Princess Amali, chasing in second, passing the 4. Then comes King's Crown, rushing down on the outside of King's Crown. That's Money Miser as they head toward the 3. Then comes a recovering, that's Grecian Light. Smart Asset comes next, and also Smart left at the back. They've left the 3, and it is Kem in front by about 2 lengths. Princess Amali chasing in second. Money Miser comes next. Then comes King's Crown on the outside of King's Crown. That's Grecian Light and Smart Asset, but it's Kem still in front, but not by far. Princess Amali on the outside, on the inside rail, that's Money Miser. Now Money Miser looks to point from Kem, still fighting on. Princess Amali still fighting there too, but it is Money Miser that it's the front from the fading Kem, but it's Kem still fighting on, but Money Miser looks to have this one all won. Money Miser and action-packed Ray Lewis. He'll have a double on the day. So it's Money Miser beating Kem. Then comes a Smart Asset and also Smart in fourth.
So Money Miser turns out to be the right choice. Runner-up in the Triple Crown Series last year, second in the 2000 again, second in the St. Leger, and second in the Jamaica Derby. And had his first run for the season on the 11th of May, which was a good run, second by a length and a half, running on behind Easy as ABC in 126.3 for 7 furlongs, but came back 12 days later and basically was leg weary, followed by 2 1/4 lengths in the end to Grecian Light and Kem, and both Grecian Light and Kem were present in today's lineup. I hope you like that handicapping. Told you that Money Miser freshened now since the 23rd of May to the 22nd of June, and having those 2 runs under his belt. First 2 runs for the season, third start of the layoff is usually the best in the thoroughbred racing world. And I hope you like that switch around between Kem and Grecian Light.
They're off. Princess Talisi, Mr. Senator, the slowest to leave, along with Empress Lynx in the red. Mrs. Linders got a great start, goes for that lead. Easy Peasy racing down on the outside as they make their way now toward the final 6. A Natural Dancer has moved swiftly through against the rail with Uncaptured Empress, and they match strides on the way passing the 6. Back in third, Mrs. Linders, shared with Superior. She's My Hedge Fund, rather easy peasy. She's My Hedge Fund races back in 5th, possibly 6 off that lead as they leave the 5. Superior is 3 lengths back, joined by Super Alex now on the go. A gap opens up to the grey Mr. Senator. Empress Lynx is next and Princess Talisi last. They're about to arrive at the half mile and go spinning into that turn, and it is Natural Dancer asked to kick away from them. Uncaptured Empress right there in a tight group of horses. She's My Hedge Fund is the one racing down against the rail. But there goes Mrs. Linders now picking up to move second. In behind them, Easy Peasy asked to go. Super Alex now on the move and beginning to make eye-catching progress. Mr. Senator races up next with Superior. Then Empress Lynx, and at the back it's a Princess Talisi as the field come thundering into the top of the lane. Super Alex on the outside kicking in. Mrs. Linders in the orange in the center giving way. Natural Dancer and She's My Hedge Fund near the rail, but it is Super Alex with the advantage now beginning to open up. Mr. Senator trying to close with Uncaptured Empress running on the spot at the moment, but it is Super Alex. She's My Hedge Fund finally gets room on the rail, but Super Alex is out in front. Here is She's My Hedge Fund with a roar against the fence, but Super Alex has done it. Super Alex wins by maybe 3. She's My Hedge Fund is second. Then Mr. Senator, Natural Dancer, close between Mrs. Linders and Uncaptured Empress. Ready, they're off. Is that a fact? Just a shade slowly out. I Am Fred ridden to go for that lead. Mahogany also ridden on the rail. Joyce Golden takes them on as they leave the 5. Sensational move on the outside. A gift from Ben now thrusting in between horses. Is that a fact? Will have to run late. A half a mile to go. In the turn for home. I Am Fred and the speedy Joyce Golden matching stride. Sensational move breathing down the necks. A gift from Ben is right there toward the outside of Mahogany, now asked to pick up on the fence as they leave the 3. Is that a fact? Needs to find maybe 7. As they come arriving at the final 5/16th, I Am Fred intends to go all the way. Joyce Golden in the center. Sensational move on the outside. Mahogany gets the run on the rail, but looks lackluster at the moment as this I Am Fred is churning on inside the final 3/16th. Can they catch I Am Fred? I Am Fred is fleet-footed and running away from them. They seem to be left in the wake of a crippling move. It is I Am Fred out in front under Ryan Lewis. He's looking for his 3rd win. This is the SVL 23rd anniversary trophy. I Am Fred will give it to him. They win by maybe 8 or more. Is that a fact? Ahead of Mahogany 3rd. Sensational move is 4th.
I Am Fred in the SVL 23rd anniversary trophy, taking them gate to wire. A very sharp performance here by I Am Fred. Flew the starting gate and showed them a clean pair of heels. Mahogany was left in his wake for the entire 5.5 furlong distance. Ryan Lewis on a chance right there for champion trainer Jason Acosta. So much for the argument that Ryan Lewis is not riding for Jason Acosta anymore. Well, here comes an example that he is indeed still riding for Jason Acosta and he gets the job done. A chance ride for Ryan Lewis.
They're off and racing. Golden Lawyer blows the start and give the rest of the field a huge jump as they head toward the 6 furlong point, and Yorkis goes into that lead. From a fear settled back in second, right against the rail. That's Zulu Warrior. Coming out wide in the middle, that is Oil Machine. Right behind them, that's Legend of Zara. Then comes D-Bay Machine. Another 4 lengths before we come to Secret Mission. Then comes Seaplane as they pass the 5. Solar Black comes next, and racing at the back of the field, the slow starting Golden Lawyer. They head toward the 4, and a Fear narrowly as that lead. Oil Machine rushing down on the outside. Yorkis settled back into 3rd. Then comes Zulu Warrior. Another 5 lengths before we come to Legend of Zaro, and right against the rail, that's D-Bay Machine. They've passed the 3 and will come into the lane shortly. A Fear in front. Oil Machine attacking all the while. Zulu Warrior is also coming on. It's a fair in front of Oil Machine and Zulu Warrior chasing. They're at the top of the lane. It's a fair in front, trying to tell this field to tar. A fair in front of Oil Machine and Zulu Warrior still chasing. They're not making much gains on Affair, who keeps on rolling, coming to the furlong pole. It's Affair still in front. Zulu Warrior and Oil Machine still resolute for the chase, but it is Affair and action-packed Ray Lewis, and I do believe he has a fourth on the card. 4 wins for the champion jockey. Affair beats Oil Machine, Zulu Warrior, then comes Seaplane and D-Bay Machine.
Affair sets the record straight with another victory, back-to-back wins for Affair, and indeed, I was looking at that race right through very intently, and I'm quite sure I saw the left side of the cheek piece, the lower part of the cheek piece, becoming a little bit out of place there. But guess what? There was very strong tape in the middle, so that held the cheek piece together for the entire distance there. And at even money, Affair returns, makes a return on investment this time around, and that's Ray Lewis on a 4-timer on the card. So big day for Ray Lewis, and indeed, Affair no longer a maiden.
They're often racing, blowing the start badly. That's a shorty and is left at the back of the field as they head towards the 6 furlong point, and it is Caveman who now goes through for that lead. Racing in second, the favorite, that's Millennium Star. Tracking them in third, that's Blue Sky. Then comes Give Me the Light racing in fourth. Behind Give Me the Light, that is Last Dance. About 4 lengths before we come to Ahmed Ali, and racing at the back of the field, that's a shorty. They make their way toward the 4 furlong point, and it is making the runnings Caveman. Caveman in front, creeping up on the rail, that is Give Me the Light. Right beside Give Me the Light, the favorite, Millennium Star, relaxed and racing in, now pushing down into second. Coming on to, that is Blue Sky. Then comes a Last Dance, tailing off a bit, that's Ahmed Ali and a shorty. They head toward the 2.5 furlong point, and it is still Caveman traveling easy on that lead. Millennium Star hustled up and asks for more right against the rail. That is Give Me the Light coming out wide. Last Dance looking dangerous, but it's still Caveman in front. Also coming in the mix, that's Blue Sky. It's Caveman in front. Millennium Star is out wide, coming on the rail. That is Blue Sky now. Blue Sky, it's the front, it's Blue Sky. Millennium Star still there trying. Blue Sky looks to have the advantage, and Blue Sky begins to go away from these. Blue Sky romping this in the second, maybe by 5 lengths. Millennium Star is second. Then comes Last Dance. Got tied for fourth. Could be Caveman or Give Me the Light.
So Upset Sunday continues with the 9-1 winner of race number 1, Galway Bay, and a 5-1 winner of race number 2 in Blue Sky. And that was Tevin Foster in the saddle, replacing Omar Simpson, who was aboard last time out at 45-1. And you get an off-the-pace ride from Tevin Foster aboard Blue Sky. Blue Sky actually led at the top of the lead last time out, but this time around was reserved for the stretch drive, and it paid off at 5-1.
They're off. She's fantastic, aka Storm, and Great Trick run at the back after slow starts. They race toward the 6, and Stormacom has it. Brompton Alex and Power of Faith chasing. Power of Faith, the one on the rail in the green sleeves. Brompton Alex in the yellow right alongside. These two make eye contact. A break of some 3 lengths back to AKA Storm running down against the rail, hidden from view. That appears to be Salad. A gap of some 2 lengths back to She's Fantastic. They lead the 5. 3.5 more to Great Trick, and Anika Bell now beginning to pick up as they're about to arrive at the half mile. They're there now and go rushing into that turn. Stormer come, pressed all the while by Power of Faith. Ahead separates them. A gap of some 3 or 4 lengths to Salad, now let loose and asked to close the gap. Brompton Alex beginning to fade. Overtaken by She's Fantastic, racing out 2 wide as they leave the 3. AKA Storm is racing up next. Anika Bell has improved a couple of places, and Great Trick at the back. As they leave the 5/16th, they'll now come thundering into the top of the lane, and the battle up front continues. Stormer come nearest to the rail. Power of Faith in the white cap out wide, and Power of Faith and Stormer come continues their punch fest as they head now toward the final furlong. It looks to be Power of Faith and narrow leader. Stormer come continues to fight on. Anika Bell has made stealthy ground and now begins to close the gap as Power of Faith is switched down against the rail. Here is Anika Bell now under a bustling ride. Power of Faith driven to the max. Anika Bell and Shane Richardson, these two in a head bob. Could be Anika Bell in the end over Power of Faith. Close between Salad, Stormer come. Great Trick is back in 5th.
A vastly improved. Anika Bell gets the job done with Shane Richardson, who's riding quite well. And he got the job done there for Turner. Lydia Anglin, more popular known as Sharon. Anika Bell runs much better coming from off the pace and has proven that for the last 2 outings. First time out at non-4, and it's a victorious run by Anika Bell.
Not already thereof. A Dream Warrior staggers out and gets rid of the rider immediately. So Dream Warrior out of it. They charge down the backstretch. Hedgecraft, Joe Blaine, they're the widest runners. Sister D is right there with Sir Wong Don. Dimitri P takes them on. They're in a very tight grouping on the backstretch as they head toward the 5. Always Right now thrust through from between horses, and it's Always Right who gets that lead. Dimitri P racing on the rail. Sister D is there. Hedgecraft toward the outside, so Wong Don right with that group. Maybe 2 lengths separates them. They're tracked fairly closely by Joe Blaine as they're about to arrive at the half mile. Watch Richard Rich making ground on the outside. Tiger Amidat and Joe Blaine now race together, and Spitzen Khan is last. They're about to arrive at the 3. Always Right out in front and striding powerful. Leads up by some 3 or more lengths. Hedgecraft continues the chase in second. A break of 4 now to Richard Rich under a ride and asked to get them as they come thundering into the top of the lane. It is Always Right out in front now, getting a crack or 2 of the stick as they leave the quarter pole behind them. Always Right out in front. Hedgecraft in the orange, the closest pursuer, but still needs to find maybe 3 lengths. It is Always Right continuing to roll on inside the final furlong. Always Right and Shane Richardson, he's looking for a double on the card, and Always Right is resolute on that lead. They're not going to catch Always Right and Shane Richardson. He has his double. Always Right wins by maybe 6 lengths over Hedgecraft. Tiger Amidat is 3rd. Richard Rich is 4th. Joe Blaine is 5th.
Another good race for the numbers there. The numbers I gave you were 9, 3, 10, and 7 in that order of preference. The race came back 3, 9, 7, and 10. So had you boxed those numbers, you would have had the exacta, which returned 1,217. The Quinella Plus is a must, 938,000 dividends here. The Trifecta returned 2,780, and the Superfecta 3,216. So back-to-back races, the top 4 numbers fill the top 4 spots.
They're up for the Milad Zadeh Memorial Cup. No more deals. Inspire, Force, Freedom Street, the ones that came out at the back. A God of Love and a Jaguar, they go at it. Chocomo, the importee, racing right with that group. Laban moving down on the outside, overtaking Rani Bangala as they're about to arrive at the half-mile marker. The Speed Jewel up front. God of Love and Jaguar go at it. Chocomo breathing down the next. Laban making eye-catching progress. Rani Bangala races up next as the field now leave the 3/8 pole. A break back to Milos. Fearless Soul is there. Inspire Force next with Freedom Street on the outside, and No More Deals after the slow start. Continues to struggle at the back, but up front Chocomo now bursts through. Laban is kept on the extreme outside. God of Love racing over on the rail. A Jaguar just in behind them. Watch Milos now winding through and getting a run down against the rail, but still it is Chocomo. Milos now beginning to finish with a burst of speed down against the rail. Laban is also right there too, and it is Milos with that lead. Here is Inspire Force now flying on the outside. Milos just Inspire Force. They've gone by together. Inspire Force beats Milos. Then Chocomo, Laban, Rani Bangala.